Welcome back. We got 3 daydreams to go through before we can actually carry on towards the end of the 7th stratum, so let's have a look on the bright side. It looks like we're going to be in Ymir, though. March 1207 of the Septian calendar. With Crossbell liberated and vows made between Olivier and Shera, things were finally starting to slow their roll. Yep. And there was no better time to take a well-deserved family vacation, so we did just that. A very special destination in mind. The Phoenix Wings.
Just get that crisp, cool Ymir air in your lungs. And now that we're all checked in, it's time to go do some tourism.
But the tourism basically is behind you. It's the hot springs.
All right. I feel like you've been drooling over the site since we took the cable car in.
Oh, Estelle, when are you going to start acting your age?
I mean, there is also the snowboarding, but at this time of year?
Even Reen's parents were regarding you like an excitable child when saying hello.
Sorry, I've just wanted to come here ever since he told us about it. And we couldn't skimp on our first family vacation with you as a bright. With how hard it is for Dad to find time these days, Adios knows when we'll get another. We gotta enjoy this to the max.
Oh, indeed.
How I wish that weren't the case. I hate how little time we get to spend together nowadays. In fact, I can't even remember when we had our last vacation together. And then when I'm finally carved out the time for such a lovely occasion, I can't even ditch the uniform.
We don't mind. If anything, we've got your work to thank for picking the vacation spot to pull this off. You going back and forth to Erebonia from home to discuss their army's future meant needing somewhere close to work. So?
See? Everything worked out. They told you they probably wouldn't call you in anyway, right? So don't stress and take it easy.
That's in the plan. I really hope you have a great time with us, Ren. Now, if you want to buy any presents for your classmates or anything, just say the word.
Oh, really? Well, if you're sure.
Is it just me, or do those two still seem kind of awkward around each other?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. They're still being a little distant with one another.
It'll take time, but they'll get there.
We've spent so little time together since Ren was adopted. Probably still have some adjusting to do. Hopefully this vacation will give them a chance to bond.
They could go snowboarding together. That would be interesting to see. Daydream, a look on the bright side. The Bright family were excited to experience all they could of Ymir, shopping, relaxing at the footbaths, taking in the snow-kissed sights. This eventually led them out into Ymir Valley's edge. Of course it did, where they could see a mighty waterfall. Frozen, that is. Holy crapoli, get a load of that! Never seen a waterfall so big totally frozen over like this. Likewise, you wouldn't think it was March already. No wonder Baron Schwarzer recommended we come to see it. There's something mystical about this part of the valley, isn't there? Look at that monument. That says to me this area has a lot of history. Oh yes. I imagine it's a vestige of an old animism. From what I learned in Erin Village, it could be used to access the spirit path. Achoo. You okay there, Ren? You aren't the most dressed for this weather. Yeah, but you're not exactly one to talk. Here, I'll lend you my jacket for a few. I'll be fine, thank you. The long walk up here kept me from getting too cold. I just need to move around a bit more. I'm sure I'll warm up in no time. Well, if you're sure... Where are you going, Estelle? Oh, to be young again. I'm layered to high heaven and all my limbs are still going numb. Well, my metabolism is much better than yours. Snowball fight. Hey, talk about a cheap shot. I've been itching to get a good snowball fight going since I got here. Besides, I believe someone just said something about warming up through physical activity. I'm here in uniform today, so I can't play around too much. Or can't I? Oh, so there is some fire in that belly. It's not as though anyone is around. I accept your challenge. You'll need a walker to get back to Ymir once I'm through with you. Prepare yourself for a snow down, throw down. As it's called, apparently. You sure they aren't both children? Neither of them takes well to losing, that's for sure. But it's nice to see Dad showing love in his signature awkward way. I suppose you're right. I do like that aspect of him. They're so alike in that regard. Easy. Less talking, more pelting. I'd really rather not. I don't want my clothes getting dirty. Boo, don't be such a spoil sport. You're welcome to all come at me if you think you can win. Estelle doesn't stand a chance on her own. Oh, you are so in for it now. We'll see who doesn't stand a chance when you've got a mouthful of snow. Too slow. Uh-oh. I aim for the snowball. That made me angry. This is not ideal. Oopsie. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Ball. Honest mistake. I don't take your apology. I don't think he's going to accept your apology. Yeah, that's what he said. Kind of started this, but we can't have him causing a scene here. Here we go again. See if you can subdue him, but don't hurt him more than necessary. I know. That won't be necessary, yes. Do we actually get the fight, though? No. We cut to lunch. My, it sounds like you had quite the day already. I can't believe you were able to tame that boar. Tame it? That one's a relatively recent arrival on the mountain. He's quite aggressive and always seems to be on edge. He startled quite a few passers-by before this, so I was beginning to think something needed to be done. But I should never have introduced you to the place. Knowing such a danger was present, you have my deepest apologies. But please, also accept my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all of Ymir for calming him. I am deeply grateful. Though perhaps I should have expected no less from the children of the legendary Brigadier General Cassius Bright. Oh, it was nothing really. What have they got for a meal here? Got something green there, looks like potatoes, some meat. I mean, they've already got dessert out as well. Very strange. Oh, it's nothing really. And seriously, please don't thank us. That poor boar never would have come over if I hadn't smacked him in the face with a snowball. All we did was calm him down and see to his wounds. Speaking of wounds, he clearly had a lot of them from before our fight. If he really was a recent arrival to the area, it might have been a turf war with the other boars that put him on edge. Hopefully he'll stop being a little calmer now. I hope so. We'll keep an eye out either way. But please do get started on your food. I wouldn't want it getting cold. Even the scoop of ice cream, you wouldn't want that getting cold? That is a scoop of ice cream next to the cake, right? 2 of them, maybe? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Oh, thank you. You don't need to tell me twice. I'm starving. I'll say. I never thought the day would come when I would be able to drink with the famous Cassius Bright. I hear you personally taught my son as a fellow 8 practitioner too. It's truly an honor to have you in our household. All I did was give him a gentle push in the right direction. It was his strength that let him achieve what he did. And while I might have a high rank in the army, I can't say the same for my position within my family. I spend so much of my time working, I barely have any time to spare for them. I can only imagine. Being the head of an entire nation's army must come with no small number of hardships. On a related note, with the power balance on the continent changing so significantly, there is much I would like to discuss. But you came here on a family vacation, so what say we leave such serious talk for another time? I think that would be for the best. On another matter then, I hear that you are an avid angler as well as a hunter. Oh, not fishing, no, come on, no. Are there any particular fishing spots you would recommend in Ymir? Ah, fellow fisherman, are you? I quite enjoy going upstream in the valley and opening a hole in the ice myself. Now there's an interesting idea. Blah 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 blah. Yes, blah 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 blah. Those two certainly hit it off quickly. Roland might not have as much natural beauty as Ymir, but it still has its fair share. Perhaps that fact's helping them bond. I mean, we all get along great with Reen too, so maybe you're onto something. You know, it's so weird thinking on how my perception of Erebonia has changed over the years. I mean, that just reminds me when we're going through Sky and... yeah, seeing the different perspective of Erebonia, because obviously I started with the Erebonian arc. Then going to Sky, it's like the different perspective was just very interesting. It really was. Back in the Burl, it used to feel like this scary place really far away. Now it feels so close and dear to my heart. Yeah, I never thought we'd come to live in times like these either. We lost a lot along the way, but I'm glad we can finally live together in peace like this. Indeed. Together we enjoyed a delicious meal as we told stories about Reen in Class 7. And before we knew it, it had gotten late. So we returned to the Phoenix Wings and went for a soak in the hot springs. Are we going to have some kind of repeat of what happened with the hot springs down in La Burle? I mean, we've had it before in Cold Steel at some point, so... it could happen again. Look at the scars on him. Ah... I can feel the stiffness in my back and shoulders from all that work melting away. You've really been busy lately, huh? Although I'm not surprised. Having to handle rebuilding after the war and matters relating to Crossbell at the same time can't be easy. I'm playing a part in the discussions about Crossbell's independence with Princess Claudia too. Speaking of whom, it's incredible just how dependable she's become. During the international conference a while back, the new president of Calvard was constantly trying to assert his dominance, but she was just as capable as Prince Olivet and Princess Elphin in keeping him in check. I'm glad they're all giving everything their best. President Gramhart seems like he'll be a formidable adversary then. I mean, what we've seen of him so far, yeah. Without a doubt. He is at least as cunning as President Rocksmith, if not more so. Thinking of this continent's future makes me more than a little uneasy, I'll tell you that. It's not just Calvert either. There's still worrying signs here in Erebonia. To say nothing of the fact we haven't heard from Al-Roboros in a while. With the Phantasmal Blaze plan over, they're probably getting ready for their next move. They've had some personal shakeups too, so we probably don't have to concern ourselves with them in the short term, but I'm sure they'll be back. Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to stay silent for long, unfortunately. How I wish I had a bit more time to relax. Even if I do have a lot to worry about, it hurts that the only time I can make for my family is between jobs like this. I haven't had much time to talk to Ren either, and always feel kept at arm's length when I do. I haven't been able to give you all the attention you deserve. I really want to going forward. I believe I speak for everyone when I say we'd love that. I don't think you need to worry too much about things with Ren, though. Right now, you're just not used to one another, so you're both uncomfortable letting the other get too close. As long as you don't give up, the wall between you will break on its own before long. I'm sure of it. You really have matured, Joshua. I hope you're right. Ren's part of our family now, so I want her to feel like it. Incidentally, when are you and Estelle planning on getting married? That's a hell of a question, yeah. Where did that come from? All this talk of families just reminded me. When I saw Scheherazade all gussied up, it made me want to see my daughter like that one day too. So I wondered if maybe there was something holding you two back. Well, can I get an answer? As much as it would pain me, if you were to marry into the family, I could allow that. Is this really the best time for this discussion? You just can't beat a good hot spring. Not even with a stick. Wait, you tried? It's like my whole body's on an express flight to Relaxville. The scenery is so pretty too. I have got to bring Tita here one day. I see what you mean. The springs in Elmo and Erin were lovely too. But the way this spring incorporates elements of both Erebony and Eastern culture is really something special. I'm so jealous you got to try the ones at Erin. Never got to go in the end. The idea of a little bath in a hidden village is so dreamy. I'll have to get someone to take me one day. How about we go to Erin for our next family vacation then? That would be even harder to organize than this one was, but wouldn't it be nice if we could? What's up? Oh, it's nothing. It's just that the fact that I'm on a family vacation at all hasn't sunk in yet. I think I finally understand why the Hayworths don't get bored of going to Michelin all the time. So that's what it was. Well, don't you worry, because the fun times we'll be having together are only just getting revved up. We've got the meal Harold's family to look forward to too, haven't we? Oh, that's nice. I was wondering about that. That's true. I'm going to have to tell them about you hitting that ball with a snowball. Please don't bring that up and embarrass me. I feel like people are finally starting to think of me as an adult, and that'll ruin it. It's so in character for you, though. It really is. It really is. By the way, you and Joshua are going to Crossbell soon, right? Does that have anything to do with the consulates Erebony and Calvert plan to open up there? Yeah, we were asked to escort the secretaries, who will be working at them safely into Crossbell. It was a direct request from the ambassadors Cochrane and Koenig too, so we've got to do a good job of it. Oh, I see. Seems like I'll be best acting on my own after all, then. That message Grandpa Jurg managed to get to me has me rather concerned. Uh-huh. You know, Ren, there's something I've been meaning to say to you. Oh? What would that be? I've known you for a long time now, so I know how special you are, and how much of a genius you are too. I doubt there's anything in this world you couldn't accomplish if you put your mind to it. I swear you shot up a few reggae too. You noticed, huh? Hope you're ready for me to become far prettier than you'll ever be. Ugh, it pains me to let that go, but prettiness isn't the issue here. What I'm trying to say is, I know I don't need to worry about you too much because you can take care of yourself. But please don't feel like you need to handle all your problems on your own, okay? You're our little sister, and Joshua and I care a lot about you. Don't worry, I'm well aware. If I really need help, I'll let you know. I'm sure you wouldn't hesitate to come to my aid, wherever you were. Naturally. I'm sure Dad feels the same way too. About that. What's going on here, gals? Can dear old Dad join in? Look who just showed up uninvited. Only a real bore would interrupt two ladies having a private conversation. You might want to rethink your behavior before all the women of the world start hating you. Ugh, my daughter's words are like daggers to my heart. What the? Is that gunfire? Sounds like it's a little ways from the village. But it's still cause for concern. We should go and investigate. Damn right we should. What's going on here then? I didn't expect all of you to show up. Really? I mean, we heard the gunfire. Come on. It's not like we could just ignore the sounds of gunfire. Do you know what's going on? Not yet, but there seems to be a battle going on in the valley. Occasionally we hear the sound of a boar's cry amidst the gunfire too. Oh no, not the boar! There's no sign the village is in any danger so far, but this isn't something we can ignore. Could we ask you to stay in Ymir for now until we know it's safe? Nope. Your consideration is appreciated, but we're no ordinary tourists. We gotta go investigate ourselves. We'll take care of the investigation. Could you make sure everyone in the village is ready to evacuate in the meantime? But... you know, you're probably right. This is a task best left to Bracers. But as long as you are here, you are our guest, so please take care. Who? Whose care? Will do. This time I won't stand idly by. We need to repay our hosts for their generosity after all. Naturally. That goes for me too. We're counting on you both. Do we actually get to have a fight? Be nice to see. Oh no! Cassius's, abilities is what I was gonna say. Get out of the way, you big dumb bull! Give me a break. You must know you can't hurt me by now. Just get lost. That's enough. We're gonna make you bluff, mate. I thought so. It would be you again, wouldn't it? What are you even doing here? Estelle Bright? Why are you here? Why do you have two ex-enforcers and Cassius Bright with you? Feel like we're going to be running into you for the rest of our days. If it isn't Gilbert Stein, steward of the former mayor of Rouen. You're still wanted in Le Burle, I'll have you know. We just finished making you better, and now you're all hurt again. Run along now, okay? Okay, thank you. Mr. Ball's a good guy. As for you, I'd heard you were shot down with your ship last year. But you just keep coming back like an irritating little weed, don't you? How dare you call me a weed? I'm more like a dandelion that can grow anywhere, even in the most arid desert. Wait, that's not a very cool metaphor. Just pretend I said something dramatic and awesome, alright? Why don't you spare us the wordplay and tell us what the heck you're doing here? And why were you attacking that poor boar? It was just over here trying to live its life. I'll have you know that he attacked me first. I was doing some shooting practice when he showed up out of nowhere. Why must my life be so full of woe? I wouldn't even bother with a stupid place like this if I didn't need to knock that smug rookie down a peg. I don't even know what you're rambling about anymore. The rookie. But this is a place of natural beauty. You can't use it for target practice. Wait, so that's why... Yeah, I imagine that boar was fighting to protect his territory. Anyway, you've done enough damage already. Surrender and come quietly, Gilbert. Why don't you get out of that machine so we can talk? As if! There's no way I'm coming out. This is bad. I don't like my odds against the two ex-enforcers, never mind Cassius Bright. Can I get out of this with my usual pretending to beg for forgiveness act? No, they're not going to fall for that. Oh, why am I even worried? If that rampaging boar couldn't overcome my defenses, what chance do they have? And I can fly. And if I beat Cassius Bright, Ouroboros will totally make me an enforcer on the spot. You just try and beat me. You're gonna regret ever challenging the great Gilbert Stein. Yeah, we'll see about that. Come on, Joshua. The time has come. He's got a shield, innit? And? See, you can't even scratch me. The heck? Since when was that thing so tough? The barrier's extremely powerful, and Lloyd is not around. All that time spent kissing Professor Novartis arse paid off when he added this feature to my G Apache. Now it's invincible. No one can get through this barrier, not X-Enforcers, not Cassius Bright. I'm going to enjoy slowly filling you powderless fools full of lead. Okay, I'm calling shenanigans. Either way, he's not wrong that it's going to be difficult to penetrate. Unfortunately so. A high-density barrier like that could repel even a point-blank shot from a cannon. I don't remember that G Apache being able to generate this much energy, which means it's coming from elsewhere. Or that it's just out of power. Huh? Where'd my barrier go? And, Ow, ow, ow! Why is this thing so hot all of a sudden? Orbital engine 278% over capacity. Activating self-destruct. What? Oh no, Gilbert, get out of it quick. I think it's going berserk. It's not gonna blow up, is it? I'm afraid it looks that way. That craft's orbital engine was never meant to power such a potent barrier. Could the professor's mind have been elsewhere when you begged him to add that? He did a very shoddy job. This can't be happening. We can't let it detonate on a snowy mountain like this. Could cause an avalanche. I'm with you there. We've got to stop it from exploding so no harm comes to Ymir. Here comes Cassius. Leave this to me. I'll launch that craft high into the air so it can explode somewhere safe. But the shockwave will still hit the mountain. Can you even do that? That won't be easy even for you, surely. Huh, this is nothing. But I will need some time to gather the energy for it. I mean, potentially, that could be worse in terms of causing an avalanche. Because the shockwave at the moment, if it exploded here, would be contained within the sort of like mountainous region we're in. But if you launch it up, the shockwave will spread further. I don't think you've thought this through, Cassius. It's going to be a gamble whether I can direct it somewhere it can explode safely, but I'm sure I can pull it off. Okay, he's thinking about it though. It's times like these when I've got to be a dad you can be proud of. Trip it up. We believe in you. I'm not opposed to a gamble, but I can help make your odds a little better. While I'm helping buy time, I'll use the valley's terrain and climb it to calculate the safest place for it to detonate. Again, I just want to point out, my thoughts on the whole idea of like, no, you can't just launch it up because boom, it's going to explode, shockwave goes out, causes avalanche. Falcom are then addressing that point here by being like, no, see, they're trying to figure out the best place to do it so it doesn't cause too much damage or any issues like avalanches or anything like that. They're figuring that out. They need to know where to launch it to. It's like, yes, this is what I want. These little details that just, they're in my head, and Falcom been like, I've already got it, you mate. I've already got you. I've sorted it. Don't worry about it. We're on it. Thank you, Falcom. Yes.
Perfect. I'm counting on you then.
Voice acting.
Can you two help her buy time?
Yeah, because I was totally gonna sit here making snow angels. All right, let's do this, guys.
Right behind you.
Let us begin. This will be quite the tea party.
Oh, a lovely tea party. Accelerate would be good eventually. But we did this to get our CP up. Be a good idea. Defense down would be nice if we can get it.
Hurricane!
Moving out.
Let's go for that delay if we can just get it a little bit. Be nice.
Now then, I mean, I would like Calamity Sphere at this point, obviously, but you know, I can't get it. So let's go.
Bring it on!
very well.
Very well. I mean, that gets 1 BP, but Grenade, I feel like we'll go with Grenade.
Think you can handle this? Meet your end!
Whoa!
Time to entertain my guests! Round and round! 'Round! 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 '
time for the main event! What a delightful tea party! Extermination complete.
Lovely.
I say, you useless lump of metal!
Mate, get out of it quickly.
Helios, spare me!
Just jump out, now.
Dad, Ren!
It's all up to you now!
The safest location to detonate is at 9 o'clock.
Got it. Leave this to me.
You've got this!
I believe in you, Cassius. Dad,
Aww.
Whether it's Cassius or something else, I'm just happy you think of me as family.
Yeah, it's gonna explode, mate. Just, get on with that.
But I have to admit, you calling me Dad does get me a lot more fired up. Ah!
This isn't cool! Why does everything always have to end like this? I'll be back! Because you know what Gilbert Stein never does? He never gives up!
Boom. Oh, dear.
Wow, you really blasted his ass right out of here.
You know what would be funny? If, as she was saying that, like, as that line finishes, you just see Gilbert just fall behind the mountains over there, or land in the snow just behind these three or something like that, head first, and just get stuck in the ground. It would be funny.
With no sign of an avalanche either.
Good. Again, Falcom addressing my issues with that plan. That's all I want, really. Just someone being like, no, we've looked into this and this. Like, okay, fine.
I knew you could do it, Dad.
You can be pretty cool. Sometimes.
Whew. Well, I could have done that in my sleep. But I owe most of it to Ren, really.
you should take credit where it's due. Very nicely done, Cassius.
Oh?
It's okay if you keep calling me Dad, you know?
Nope. Cassius feels more right to me.
I think the wall between them finally came down.
Yeah, that's another problem solved.
With that, peace was once again restored to Ymir. We made our way to Gilbert's crash site just to be sure, but we couldn't find him or his archaism. If only I could believe for even a second that was the last we'd seen of him here. After that, we found the injured boar and nursed him back to health before returning to town. Baron Schwarzer offered us a more formal reward for the help, but we were just doing what was right, so we turned him down. Then, before we knew it, the day was over, and our happy vacation came to an end. With hands full of souvenirs, the Baron and Lady insisted on, in lieu of a reward, we huddled to say our final farewells. Do we get to see the final farewells? Good. Thank you both so much. We had so much fun here, I'm really sad to have said goodbye. Please, after all you've done, we should be throwing you a parade. You were supposed to be on vacation and you still did so much to help us. I don't feel as though we gave you the welcome you truly deserved, given all that you have done for our son. Not at all. You were extremely gracious hosts. From my family to yours, we're incredibly grateful you allowed us to take such a wonderful vacation. Yeah, if anything, we like a little excitement in our lives. I can say for certain that we were never bored. And it was our pleasure to get to help Reen's hometown. We've made some great memories here too. I'm delighted you all feel that way. You're all welcome to return anytime you please. We'll have springs and food waiting for you. You mean it? We'll have to bring all our friends next time. Thank you again for everything. Please give our regards to our ashen friend and his sister, too. What a lovely family they are. I couldn't agree more. They seem to brighten their surroundings just by being here. Well, they are the Brights, you know. I've heard nothing but good things about them, of course, but the rumors were easily surpassed. I quite agree. I hope we can meet them again one day. One day. One day. That's a look on the bright side done then. I do wonder when we'll see these guys again, though. True Tamamo Gem. Towels! I need a new set of towels. I might look into that. Not that you need to know, but, you know, I just do need some. Just, you know, every so often you just get some new towels, don't you? You just do. Anyway,
browsing interface.
That's what's going to be done for this part. That was lovely. Got to see Gilbert once again. We didn't get him to bluff in that Daydream, unfortunately. Again, I wanted him to just drop into the snow towards the end and you just hear bluff. But no. But in the next part, we'll be doing one step forward now, so we shall see you in the next part. With that, ta-da for now.